Yvonne and I am a mentor from Back to Bach. Today I'll be teaching you 3 tips of how to obtain a very good long tone, and we're going to be practicing through the long tone exercise that I'm going to explain later in the video. So enjoy! Okay, so now we're going to go to the first stage. The first stage is where you find where you breathe in and breathe out. So when you're breathing in, you can find the air kind of coming into your mouth, into your throat, and then into your rib cage, which is where you store your air. And when you're doing this part, you can feel your body, this part especially, swelling into kind of like a donut. And when you're breathing out, you can feel this part of the body squeezing, like when you're having like a very tense abs, and then you can feel all your air depleted into a very distant direction. And it's kind of like when you're coughing, so if you do that, you can feel this part of your body become a very tense, and you need to keep this feeling until all your air is depleted, so that to make sure your air is very stable and your sound is stable. So yep, that's the first step. Okay, now we're gonna go to the second step, is where you actually practice your clarinet. Okay, so now we're gonna simply start by playing a note, whatever note is fine. I'm gonna start playing a middle C. So you can feel kind of your air blowing through the clarinet, and you need to keep playing for as long as you can. And while you're doing this, you can kind of feel this as if there's a fabric that's going from the bell into a very, very distant direction. So your air is continuous and have a very clear direction of where it goes to, so that you can keep your air stable and your note stable, as I said before. And so you're going to do this from the lowest note, which is Mi, to the highest note, which is whatever note you can go to. And you're going to do this every day, and for about half an hour. I think is pretty much very good for stabilizing your breath and to build a good foundation on yourself. Okay, so if you mastered the 2 steps before, congratulations. Now we're gonna go to the 3rd step, which is a bonus. So it is where you start your note, and then you start very softly, the softest as possible. And when you're playing the note, you start crescendo, and that means increasing the volume, and you increase the volume until the loudest possible volume that you can, and then you go back down into the original soft sound that you have. So this part is to train yourself into having the same air speed, that means the direction of air, in the softest sound possible and the loudest sound possible. That meaning when you're playing the softest sound, you still need to have a very intense air speed to make it sound very stable, and to make it sound very directional, that has a direction. So I'm gonna start demonstrating a little bit on a very short note, on middle C. So yeah, when you're finishing up the note, you can basically feel your air still coming out of the bell, although there may not be as much sound. So if you've done that, great job, and you've mastered all 3 steps of the long tone exercise.